Alright everybody, this week we are doing single-step equations. So a single-step equation looks something like x plus 2 equals 4. Alright, so that is an example of a single-step equation. What we would do with this is we would do something in order to get x by itself so we can figure out what it is. So looking at this problem, if I want x alone, that's called isolating a variable, we would get rid of 2. Okay? So to get rid of 2, you have to subtract 2. Right? You do the opposite. So right here I have plus 2, so I have to subtract 2. Well, if you do it on one side, you have to do it on the other side because of this equal sign. This equal sign tells me that both sides are equal, so I have to do it to both sides. Alright? So, draw my line. I have x positive 2 minus 2. Well, that makes 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. So I'm going to bring my x over. Equals. And then 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Alright? Now, if you want to check to see if your problem is right, so if you solved and got the correct number, you could take 2 and plug it back into here. So what I mean by that is, I have x plus 2. Well, I would take x and replace it with 2 plus 2. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So I know I got it right. Okay? So let's do another one. When we're solving single-step equations, we can have something like 3x equals 12. Alright? Now, remember like I said last time, we have to do the opposite operation. So up here is addition, so I had to subtract. Well, over here, I have 3x. When you have a number beside a variable, that means you are multiplying. So I have to do the opposite of multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I divide 3 over here, and then I did it over here, so I have to do it on my right-hand side too. So 12 divided by 3 as well. Okay? Well, 3 divided by 3 gives me 1, so I have 1x equals 12 divided by 3 is 4. Alright? And I'm going to simplify this 1x. So anything times 1 is itself. So when I say 1 times x, I just get x. And then x equals 4. And again, if I wanted to check that, I could do 3 times 4. Gives me 12. Alright? Because 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do one with a negative number. So let's do negative 2x equals, let's say 6. Alright, again, we're going to have to do the opposite. So I have negative 2. I'm multiplying it here, so I have to divide by negative 2 on both sides. So negative divided by negative is a positive. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so this is positive 1. Alright, so I bring my x over. And then 6 divided by negative 2. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. So 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. And if I wanted to check it, I would do negative 2 times negative 3 equals positive 6. Because 2 times 3 is 6, and a negative times a negative is a positive. Alright? Another one, let's do x divided by 4 equals 3. Okay, so right here, I'm dividing. So I would want to do the opposite of that. Well, that's multiplying. Okay, so I'm going to write this over here where I have a little bit more room to show you guys. So I have 3. Alright, so if I am going to have x divided by 4, I have to do something where I get rid of my 4 in the denominator. So I have to bring a 4 and multiply it up in the numerator, right? 4 over 1. That's what I can do here. I can just take 4 from the bottom, flip it up to the top, and do 4 over 1. That's called its reciprocal. You remember that from week 1 with equivalent expressions. Well, I multiplied 4 over 1 on this side, So I'm also going to have to multiply 4 over 1 over here. So I have x times 4, which gives me 4x, and then 4 times 1, which gives me 4, equals 3 times 4 over 1. And if I have 4 over 1, I can just say 3 times 4. Okay? So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and that leaves me with x. And I have 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 1 is 12. So I have x equals 12. And if I wanted to check this, I could do 12 divided by 4, and that does in fact give me 3. For our last problem, let's do one that looks like, let's do a negative fraction. So if I had x divided by negative 2 equals, let's just say 2. Alright, so I have the same thing. I'm going to need to take negative 2 and flip it up to the numerator. So I could do x negative 2 times negative 2 over 1 equals 2 times negative 2 over 1. So right here, we're going to do that cross multiply. So x times negative 2 is negative 2, and negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. So that would be x, and then equals negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And then divided by 1 is still negative 4. Again, we can check it. So negative 4 divided by negative 2 does equal 2. Because 4 divided by 2 is 2. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Alright, and that is how you do single-step equations. Please feel free to ask questions if you have any, and I will see y'all in class.